What's up, everybody? It's your girl K Monet. Welcome to another episode of my healing journey. All right, y'all already know how we do. I'm gonna give you a recap of what happened last time, and then we just gonna build on top of it, okay? So last episode, I was telling y'all about how I was in this random love triangle with Courtney and Q. Now, Courtney was my favorite, I'm not gonna lie, and I liked him because he was just like me. I told y'all I was the Hey Twin before Hey Twin was even a thing. So he had a bunch of insecurities, and so did I, and for some reason, we trauma bonded over our insecurities. And on top of our insecurities, we both had the same attachment style, so that caused a whole nother heap of problems. So him and I are just in this toxic love swirl, and then he decides that he wants to get a little bit too sensitive for me, and that's where everything messed up, because I wanted the relationship, I wanted the physical aspect of everything, but as soon as them emotions start emotioning, I don't know if that's a real word, but let's go with it. As soon as they started doing that, I was like, nah, I gotta get up out of here. Everything was going smooth until he started catching feelings, or maybe he didn't catch feelings, but his emotions start going up here, so I was like, let me go on over here. I don't really do emotions that well, especially with the avoidant attachment styles. I wanted the physical aspect of everything, but as soon as you start looking me all in my eye and wondering where I'm at and acting like you care about me, I'm like, I gotta go somewhere. I'm not used to this. I don't like it, which is so backwards. It's so horrible. Why didn't I want to be loved? But I didn't want that type of love because it was toxic. But anyways, so he started getting emotional. So I was like, I can't do this. And I left him alone. But then he ran up on me in the grocery store, and I was like, then I realized I only had one person left on the roster, which was Q. Didn't really want to mess with him because, as I said before, he's a ruiner, and I did not want to deal with that. So I'm like, well, let me go get my baby back. Let me go over Courtney's house and see what's good. Do y'all know this fool didn't even let me announce? I'm knocking on the door. He's turning up the TV, acting like he don't hear me. And I'm like, okay, I got something for you. So I ride down 85, go to Q's house, get into a little bit of trouble. And I wake up in the morning feeling blissful, feeling wonderful. And then he tells me he has a baby on the way. So now I'm salty and I'm rosterless. And I had the nerve to have a smooth attitude with Courtney, because how you get some self-esteem on my dime? You used to have low self-esteem just like me, sir. Now all of a sudden you knowing your worth and not letting me in after I'm coming crawling back. What kind of stuff is this? I was so upset. But then I took a page from his book, because at this point, I didn't want to be second. And this was the first time in my life that I decided that I'm not going to be second anymore. I have always ended up in the second place some type of way. Even when I didn't know that they had another girl, there was always another girl. And somehow I always ended up being a side chick. So when Q told me that he had a baby on the way, I was like, okay, this stops now. I don't want to be second no more. How come you can't just be with me? Even though I had just left another dude's house, I don't care. Don't worry about what I be doing. You should only want to be with me. And since you don't, I'm done. So I cut him off, and I was just like, I'm not doing it no more. I'm going to just be by myself for a little bit. I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm going to know my worth. I'm going to put myself first. I'm no longer going to be a side chick. Here's the thing. When you decide that you're no longer going to be number two, your options, well, no, not your options, my options, because I still had low self-esteem. I was trying to put my foot down, but I didn't have the self-esteem to stand on. So it's just like, I don't really know. So I'm telling myself, you're not going to be second no more. You're not going to deal with anybody else that got somebody else on the side. You're not doing it. You either number one or you're done. That was my motto. So I'm meeting all these dudes, and before, when they would tell me like, yeah, I got a little something on the side, or, oh, you know, you trying to join, or whatever the case may be, I was usually down. But now I was like, no, I'm good. I don't want your number. Don't talk to me. Don't look my way. I don't want to be number two. When I tell you, the amount of men that were available just got so small because everybody had somebody. Like, Atlanta is the most, okay, I'm not gonna blame this on Atlanta, but I just really think that a lot of people here don't like being with one person. At least that was my experience a few years back. I'm hoping things have changed. Like I said, I don't even know how to flirt, so I don't even know what they're doing right now. I'll report back when I figure it out. But back then, they always had a couple of people around them. So I went through a really, really lonely stage because I was trying not to be number two, and I'm over here standing on business, and there was nobody trying to stand with me. It was lonely. So I'm sad. I'm rosterless. What I decided to do, I decided I'm gonna start going back to church. And it's so funny how we do that, because it's like women, when they live in their best life, when they got their friends, when they got their boo, you check their social media stories and it's just like, oh, my man. Or they were like, you a bad and your friend's bad too. Like, you got all these little pictures and you got the camera and you just feeling all good. And then as soon as all of that stops, you like, the Lord is my shepherd. Like, why you want to add God in after the fact? Like, why didn't you come to him first? And I was cracking up because I was the same way. I would go out and I would do my life. And then when it would trickle down, then I would like, well, let me go back to church and see what they talking about. It was so crazy. So I went back to church and I joined a mega church at that time. And mega churches, nothing against them, but they just not like the down home small church where everybody know your name or everybody's family grew up together. I miss the church where all the mothers of the church sit in the front with them big old hats. I want one of them hats. I don't know where you get them from because I've never seen them in the store. I've never seen them in the store. I got that on Fashion Nova. They probably got it at Shein, however you say it. I know they probably got it at Temu. I'm gonna get me one of them big hats because them ladies was shopping that front seat and they sit there with them, yes, looking and waiting to be acknowledged, okay? I love them. So it took me a little time to get used to the mega church because it didn't have the old church ladies in the front with the big old hats. I missed that. And it didn't have the peppermint lady. Like, why don't you have the peppermint lady? My grandma was a peppermint lady. Like, I loved it so much. Like, Granny, come over and give me some of that peppermint and some of them, wasn't them strawberry candies? Like, I missed that. But they didn't have that at my church. So I'm there and I'm trying to focus. And sermons and stuff was good, but I just still wasn't feeling fulfilled because I felt like I had done too much crazy stuff and that God was mad at me, but he's always waiting for us with open arms. And I just felt like I couldn't really get in touch with him. Plus, I wasn't really focused on him like I should have been because I'm still thinking like, Lord, where my husband at? Like the whole time I'm still worrying about trying to get a man. Why am I doing this? You're supposed to be sitting here trying to figure out what God's plan is for you. But I'm like, where's my man at? Y'all know Sierra's prayer? Everybody was going wild over Sierra's prayer because they like, this man that you have here is a diamond in the rough. Why he treats you so well? We've never seen this. This is wonderful. My prayer was... I don't think nobody gonna be hunting me down for my prayer because it was a little, but it's where I was. I said, okay, now don't judge me. I know you already do, but try not to judge me. I was young, I was dumb. This is what was on my mind, okay? It was a heartfelt prayer, but it just wasn't the best. So I'm like, Lord, you know if you give me a husband, I can stop hoeing. I know. I know. In my mind, I felt like if I had a husband, then all these little things that I'm doing on the side I could do to him and nobody would be mad. This would be acceptable. But I wasn't preparing myself for a husband, therefore I didn't have one. I know. Yeah, go ahead and unremember that prayer because it gets you nowhere. So here's the problem. And as I'm getting older, I'm starting to realize the reason why I went through so many relationship problems is because I ran to God after the relationships instead of running to him before. If I would have asked him, Lord, should I mess with this person? Should I entertain him? He would have said no. And then I could have saved myself heartbreak. I could have saved myself self-esteem. I could have saved myself a whole bunch of time, but I didn't. I was just like, well, let me go over here, do my thing. And then when I mess up now, I want to run back and see what God is saying. He's like, why'd you ask me first? And the reason why I didn't ask him first, because I knew he was going to say no. God does not believe in my taste in men. He just doesn't. He's like, that's who you picking? Okay. Ooh, this one is worse than the one before. He doesn't really rock with my choices. But the free will thing gets you in trouble every time, right? But he will, if you asked him, he will give you some suggestions. And I didn't ask them because I was just like, I know you're going to shut all this down and I'm having fun. At least I thought it was. It was not fun. I'm telling you right now, it was not fun. So I decided to skip that step and then I went through cycle after cycle after toxic. It just was a whole bad thing. So I'm in church for a little while. I think I was going for like 3 months and I still was like super lonely. Self-esteem was still low to the ground, underneath the ground actually. And I just wasn't feeling the best, but I wasn't messing with nobody. I told you I have like these droughts of where I'm abstaining, I'm this and that and the other. But then as soon as a man would come by, sudden amnesia. It's like, well, what happened to, didn't you say you was da-da-da-da? Yep, I did. But that was yesterday, okay? Brand new day, ladies and gentlemen, brand new day. So 3 months go by and I'm rosterless. And that would have been a good thing if I actually would have worked on myself in those 3 months as well. Like you going to church, but I'm not really reading my Bible. I'm not really applying the sermons to my life. I'm just going to say that I was going, right? I did meet a friend there though, which is good. And she was nice. And I told her a little bit about my story. And she was just like, yeah, we got to get you some nice people to be around. So her and I ended up going to this festival in Atlanta. Atlanta has a bunch of festivals in the summertime. And we went together and she's like, hey, I got this guy that I really, really want you to meet. He's a really nice guy. He has a daughter, but he's not with the baby's mom anymore. He's a real stand-up guy. I really want you to meet him. I think that he would be good for you. And I was like, okay, cool. You know, I heard boy and I'm like, let's go. Let's go. So I go to the festival. Her and I were checking out stuff. We're checking out the artwork. We're getting food. And then she sees her friend. She's like, hey, come over here. We're going to go meet my friend. Cool. So I walk up and for some reason, I cannot take my eyes off the dude that's beside the friend, okay? The friend was cool, you know, he was very respectable. He looked like he had a good head on his shoulder, but the dude next to him looked like I'm trying to see what that be like. So I lock eyes with the dude next to him and I'm like, I'm not supposed to be doing this. I came over here to meet this guy, but for some reason I keep looking over here. So you know how you're talking to somebody, you're, you know, shaking their hand, but you're kind of like looking over here? That's what I was doing and I felt so bad. So I was just like, well, let me go to the restroom because I need to get myself together because I got to figure out a way that I cannot be with this dude and get over to the other one. And I think he was feeling the same thing because by the time I went to the restroom, when I came out, he was kind of strategically in the area. So him and I, we sit down and we start talking and we're conversing, we're having a good little time. And when I tell you we went from 0 to 100, we went from hi, how are you to okay, we're getting married next month. Don't ask me how. Please don't ask me how. To this day, I still don't know this dude's last name. So how was I finna get married? What was my last name gonna be? Mrs. what? No one knows. Because I got caught up in the fantasy. You know how sometimes you just tell yourself that things are gonna be okay? You've been lonely for so long and then you see this guy, you have an instant attraction and then y'all just start talking about stuff. And we're sitting there, we're getting to know each other and he's making me laugh and I'm making him laugh and then he keeps like scooting my chair a little bit closer to him and I'm like helping him, you know, like let me scoot over. Somehow by the end of the festival, we were like cuddled up and it's hot outside. So it's just like, why are we hot, sweating on top of each other and I'm just all up in the nook like this is my man, okay? Talking, having a wonderful time, and somehow we just started talking about we're going to get married. I don't know where this came from. I don't even remember anything about him. This is the thing that makes me so upset. I was so easily just attracted to whoever was attracted to me. And I was tired of being lonely. I was tired of being rosterless. And here comes this guy that just gives me a wink and a smile. And all of a sudden, I just feel like I'm his. Stupid. So we're smiling, we're talking, we're just having a good time. We're planning our wedding, which is so completely just, oh my gosh, I can't even believe we were doing that. And we're just having a really good time. And he's just like, hey, I don't want to be too forward, but do you want to get out of here and celebrate? Now, you know what that means. Mind you, I met this dude an hour ago. And here I am talking about, oh, I don't want no one night stand because you know me, I only do 5 night stands. But for him, I was going to make an exception. Oh, the way my mind was set up. So I'm like, you're not being too forward, husband. I can't believe it. Why would I say that? No, you're not being too forward, husband. Let's get out of here. So he's like, all right, then let me go to the restaurant real quick. I'll be right back. Cool. So I'm sitting there and when I tell you I am on cloud 9 because I'm about to get married. I was married now. Like I'm here like, yeah, I'm married. So I am happy, okay? Pure bliss. My man is going to the back. My husband, okay? Get it right. Don't sleep on his title. My husband is going to the restroom and I'm sitting here waiting for him because we about to go celebrate our engagement. Mind you, there's no ring, there's no last name, and there's no reason for us to be trying to move forward with a marriage because we don't know each other. But whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm just smiling and I'm just thinking about my dress and I'm just trying to figure everything out because I'm about to get married, right? So out of my peripheral, I see this girl kind of walking up to me and I'm like, Okay, let me finish planning my wedding because I don't know who she coming over here to see, but it ain't me, all right? So she's like, excuse me. And I'm just ignoring her because you're not talking to me. I don't know you, little girl. And I don't really do kids like that sometimes. So don't come over here with that BS today. Don't come over here, little munchkin. I'm not playing with you. So I'm sitting here and I'm thinking about my wedding and I'm just having a good time and I'm smiling. And she's like, excuse me. And I'm like, what? She's like, you know my uncle is married, right? So now I'm salty once again because I remember this little girl. Remember earlier when I said that me and my friend were going to meet up with a dude and she said that he's a good dude, he has a daughter, he's not dealing with the baby mama anymore? That is his daughter. The dude that I was checking for is his brother, therefore it's her uncle, therefore it's the uncle that's married. Yep. And here's the thing, like little kids be trash sometimes, but they don't be lying. I mean, they lie about stupid stuff, like when they about to get in trouble or whatever. But for the most part, kids are honest. They tell you stuff. If your breath stink, the little kid is gonna let you know. If you look stupid or if you fat, the baby gonna tell you because why they gotta lie? Why they gotta lie? So I immediately believed her because, first of all, I don't know this man. Second of all, of course you have a wife because the side chick syndrome continues. Of course I'm second. Even after all these months, even after my raggedy prayer, even after me spending time at church but not really learning anything, of course I'm still second. Of course I am. So I get my stuff and I'm booking it out of there. I'm so mad. Anger is just all over me because I know this fool didn't just plan a wedding with me when he hasn't even ended his marriage with this girl. So I'm rolling out and here he come. I hear the pitter patter of infidelity running behind me. Hey, where you going? Like, you just gonna leave without saying bye? For real? Is this what we're doing? Oh, we're asking questions. Okay, I got one for you. You was just gonna go home with me knowing that you have a wife. Y'all, I almost went to jail that night because he looked me straight in my eye and said, I'm not married, we separated. Okay, bring it back. Why? Sir, same thing. It's the same thing. You're still legally married. You can't get married to me when you're married to her. And then I'm mad still because I still don't know this man's last name. So I really shouldn't have been mad at him. I should have been thanking God, like, you know what? Right on. Thank you so much for getting me out of that before I got into it. But I was so upset, y'all. It just made me so mad because it's just like, here I am again. Even when I try to take a step back, I still end up doing the same thing over and over again because I didn't break the cycle. There's still gunk up in here that I didn't deal with. You think that you just gonna stop messing with people for a couple of months and not actually deal with your issues, that they just automatically gonna go away? Oh, okay. That's what I thought. That's what I thought too. Let me tell you, it doesn't work, okay? Learn from me, learn from your big sister. It does not work. It does not work. So after that incident, you would have thought that I would have just really took some time to myself and started working on myself, but I didn't. I did not. I continued down a shameful path long after this dude told me that he was married. You would have thought that I would have just been like, okay, I'm good on all y'all, I'm about to chill for a little bit, but I did not chill. I did not. And I'll tell y'all more about that in the next episode. But before I go, we have a Q&A with K Monet. We only have one question this week, so make sure that y'all leave me some comments or y'all continue to send me some DMs with the questions that y'all have because I will be happy to answer them. Unless y'all try to play me like y'all did last week, because I was like, we ain't answering that one. Okay, so this one says, as you know, the dating pool has pee in it. What advice do you have for a single woman in her 30s that wants to be in a relationship but feels like she's about to give up on love? Okay, sis, a couple of things. First of all, don't give up. Please do not give up. And I know it's hard. I know it's very, very difficult. Because dating is, it's a sport. It is definitely a high contact sport. And you're just like, oh my gosh, do I have to train for this? But don't give up. Don't give up. Especially like we were talking about earlier, consulting God before you get into a relationship. If God told you that you're going to be a wife, then you're going to be a wife. Period. So don't give up. But before I get into my actual advice, even though that by itself, ask God about it, is 100% legit advice and it'll steer you in the right direction every single time, Before I get into some extra advice, I wanted to touch base on something. So you said that you were in your 30s. This has nothing to do with what you really want to know, but I just feel like as a big sister, I gotta let you know. Ma'am, enjoy these 30s, okay? Please, please, please enjoy your time in your 30s, because what I'm telling you right now, as soon as you turn 40, okay, your body's going to go through something that I like to call the Judas syndrome. And what the Judas syndrome is that your body is going to betray you. And you're not going to know why. You're going to sit down many a nights and be like, what did I do to you? What did I do to deserve this? And your body is just going to go down, be so confused by it. It's gonna be caught off guard, and it's gonna happen swiftly. You're gonna celebrate your birthday, you're gonna blow out the candle, and then the next day you're gonna be like, what in the entire heck is happening to me? Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I know, and this is what I know. As soon as I turned 40, I mean, just so many random things start happening. First of all, your body, so I don't know if you want to have children, and if that's why you're kind of like, you know, I want to date, you're feeling a little bit discouraged by your age because you want to have children. That body can still have children while you're 40, okay? Let me tell you what I know. And you know how I know? Because my body reminds me at the most inopportune times, like, hey sis, if you wanted to, you can. No, I don't want to. I don't no more. Don't do that. Don't do that. Stop it. I don't like it. I do not like it. Okay, that's the first thing. Second thing is that everything that you used to be able to do very freely, like dance, jog, turn around real quick, wake up quick, turn your neck, like all of that stuff is gonna go away, okay? So you know how you get your physical every year? You go to your primary care doctor, you get your physical, they take some blood work, they send you on your way, they like, you good. As soon as you turn 40, you're no longer good. They come back with this long list of stuff, and they say, this level is too high, this level is too low, we want to put you on this, and that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. Like all of the stuff just starts coming out. Now, all of a sudden, you deficient in vitamin A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and Z. Why? But why? How come I was good a year ago, and now all of a sudden, everything is trash? Like at the same time, like I need all of these vitamins right now. So what you basically telling me is that at any point I can just go outside and pass out because my body is hanging on by a thread. That's basically what you're saying. Basically all of this blood work is saying that something ain't right. This level high, this level low, this one over here, these two is talking to each other and you just not right. What? And then, remember how I told you, like, if you dance or if you move too quick, your body just stop? So I'm at like a little celebration. They playing the cha-cha side, and I'm like, one hop this time. Crisscross, I crissed when I should have crossed, okay? I was out for like a couple of days, like no lie. Pinky Toe said, no. Don't cross when you should criss anymore. Don't criss when you should cross, because what? Why am I like this? And then I work at this job where you have to put everything on the calendar. Like if you're not going to be in, you have to put it in the calendar. So now I'm on the calendar like, hey y'all, I'm not going to be in today because I crissed when I should have crossed and now my toe messed up. Really? It's embarrassing. Turning 40 is it's an experience, sis. Enjoy them 30s, okay? Enjoy it. And the last thing I'm gonna tell you about 40s, I'm not trying to scare you. I'm just trying to tell you to enjoy what you got now, because when you get to 40, it's gonna change a little bit. There's a little something that they like to call a mammogram, okay? This is the most necessary, completely unnecessary thing I've ever done. There has to be a different way. There has to be a different way for them to get what they need to get, because what they're testing for is very, very important. You want to make sure that you're good, but there has to be a different way to do it. So basically, if you never had one, let me tell you about it. So first of all, you know when you go to the doctor and they give you like the little vest, and usually like the vest is this way and your booty be out? No, this time they turn it this way so your whole front is out, right? You can keep your pants on though, so you good. But your whole situation is out in the front, and then they take your situation and they throw it on like this plate, right? And then they basically turn your boobie into a pancake, and then they do it to the other one. All right. I'm telling you what I know. And then, so not only is your boo a pancake, you going outside smelling like eggs because you can't put on deodorant before you go. You have to not put on deodorant or lotion or all the stuff that you normally would put in this area before you go because they don't want all that stuff on the machine. So now you just like a breakfast combo going out just because you trying to protect yourself and your boobies. It's not fun. So I say all that to say, okay, make sure that you enjoy these 30s because as soon as you hit 40, things are going to change, okay? So enjoy. I'm sorry I went on that tangent because I know how it is. I know exactly how it is when you ask somebody a question or you tell them a whole bunch of stuff and they pick the most irrelevant part of the situation to talk about that. And I know you want to talk about dating and I'm like, girl, enjoy them 30s. I know exactly how that feels. That happened to me this week. I was talking to somebody and he's just like, hey, how you doing? Now, what I was supposed to say is I'm fine and you? You know, muy bien, y tú? That's what I'm supposed to say, but I missed my therapy session. I'm a little behind on my therapy sessions. So instead, when I tell you I let him know what was going on, I was just like, oh my gosh, my body is rejecting me. My finances is acting crazy. I went to the mall the other day to get somebody a gift. I was in there for 5 minutes. Somebody did a hit and run on my car. You know, this and this and that and the other. I'm over here. I gotta tell these people that I crossed when I should have crossed and they all in my business. My boobies are pancakes. I smell like eggs. I'm telling him all of this stuff. And at the end, he was like, which mall was you at? Sir. Sir, I just ran down a whole list of everything that was happening to me. You gonna ask that you picked the most insignificant part of my heartache and pain. You decide to comment on that. You wanna know which mall I was at when somebody did a hit and run? Oh, okay, cool, I was at Cumberland. Yep, I was sure enough at Cumberland. What does that have to do with anything? So I feel you, sis. I'm sorry because I know you like get to the question and I'm like, hey, you got bigger fish to fry. Enjoy these 30s, okay? Enjoy them, sis. All right, I'm sorry once again. So back to your question. You said that the dating pool has pee in it, you're thinking about giving up. There's 2 things that I want you to consider before you do. Number 1, you have to ask yourself, am I contributing to the sewage? Or is God creating me a private pool? Okay, period. All right. So I remember I used to be so mad. The dating pool has pee in it, blah, 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 blah. And then when I took an honest look at myself and it's just like, sis, I wonder what they saying about you. And it's like, well, you don't really have to wonder because you are doing the exact same thing that they're doing. You not calling people back. You selling people dreams. You letting them take you on dates and then you getting ghost on them. You whispering all up in their ear and you doing certain things to them and then you just disappearing on them. You acting just like the dudes. And the crazy thing was I never realized it until after the fact. While I was in there, I felt like I was doing good. I'm in here, I'm talking to you, I'm talking to this one, I'm talking to that one. I'm not calling you back and everything's good, but you don't realize how toxic that is and how just because I didn't like being rejected and I'm trying to get to them first, it doesn't mean that they didn't feel the same way. So now I'm adding to the sewage, right? Because I'm not working on myself. I'm not working on my relationship with God. I'm not seeing my toxic patterns and trying to navigate them so that I can be a better person. No, I'm just in there like, hey, what we doing? What we doing today? Who got next? That's not good. So what I will encourage you to do, but I feel like you already did it because I feel like you have your head on straight. But if you have not done it, I would advise you to do a self-evaluation just to kind of see if there's any areas where you're still broken and you're bringing those to the relationship because that's not good at all. You know, that whole hurt people thing, that's something that I would really encourage you to look at yourself and to see, okay, am I current people? Am I out here selling false hopes too? Because if so, then take some time, reflect, get in therapy, talk to God, do all the things that you need to do, go on your healing journey with me. Make sure that everything is good before you bring somebody else into your life so that you won't be accusing them of things that your ex did and that you won't be making them pay for things that other people did you dirty with, okay? That's the first thing, but I feel like that's not you. So let's go to the second one. I feel like God, when you're ready, once he tells you that you're going to be a wife and once you go through the preparation season, I feel like he kind of blinds you and he blinds everybody else. Have you ever just felt so not necessarily isolated, but you just feel like, man, nobody's checking for me. My phone is dry. I go outside and people might look, but they don't ever really say nothing. They don't really approach me. God has placed you in a place of hiding. And that's a good thing because he's creating somebody specifically for you. And he's creating you specifically for that person. Now, he's not going to make you marry them. He's going to parade them in front of you though, so y'all can both be like, well, wait a minute, what is this? What is this you got here? Who is this? Introduce me. Like, God, tell your friend I'm trying to holler at him. Like, let me see what's good with him type thing. So don't feel discouraged. If you're feeling like, oh, the dating pool is so trash, that's not your pool. Okay, that's not your pool, sis. God is creating a special private pool. Have you ever went on vacation and they have those little swim up pools that's right on the outside of your room? You don't even have to go to the resort if you don't want to. You can just get up, go right outside and chill in your own pool. And then if you're really exclusive, they give you like a wristband where the people who paid the extra $1,000, they get this private pool where there's no kids, where they just bring up all the food and stuff to you. You can press a button and then somebody pop up and be like, hey, what can I get you? Whereas over here, they got the kids doing all this stuff. They got people jumping around. You got to go up to the concession stand to get your own food. But over here, everything is brought to you, okay? You might be in a situation where everything is being brought to you. God is about to bring you somebody special. Don't give up, sis. You just waiting for your private pool to pop off. That's it. Get ready. And invite me when it happens too, because I'm trying to celebrate with you. I'm trying to be in a reception like, hey, because my homegirl, she got her own private pool. Splash, 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 splash. But I appreciate you watching. Make sure that you stay tuned because I'm going to be dropping another episode very, very soon. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.